Not tuned into something super tight. Puffin' something sticky, nigga, I roll through the light. Need to hear something real just to get me through the night. I'm looking for them jackets cause I know they looking shy. Know I'ma get some game, tuned in with super tight, yeah. I get the low love from Big Bobo, from the front seat, not no photos.
Already, baby, what it is and what it do. It's your big dog, Bobo Luciano. I want to thank everybody again for tuning in to Super Tight TV. We back, up your back, going smack, 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 just like that. And I hope it feel good to you, too, because it damn sure feel good to me. I got my sexy ass, gorgeous, beautiful wife.
It's your girl, Jazzy K.
In the building. Hey, baby, we got some new,
some
bling, bling. Check. Ooh, it's coming. It's coming. It's coming. Oh, yeah. And today I am super excited about what's happening. You know what I'm saying? I got a real family member. We have a real family member in the building.
Absolutely.
Oh, God. First of all, we are in H-Town. Yeah, Super Tight is on the road, y'all.
Super Tight.
This is our first adventure hitting the road, going mobile. You know what I'm talking about? But we in there like swimwear, like my wife say. But today, oh God, this is gonna be a historic interview. I got Edgar from the boat in here. Yeah! How you doing, baby?
I'm doing great.
Your earphone sounding all right?
Yeah, now.
Okay, well, that's
when you're not yelling.
No, whatever.
My ear.
No, it's the volume was cut up. Anyway, how you doing, Edgar?
Man, I had no complaints. Happy to see y'all here. Happy to finally meet you, Jazzy.
You too. I've been hearing a lot about you.
Oh yeah, man. All the pictures that you used to see of, let's just say this man is the inventor, the owner of Trill Images. So 99.9 of this is all of them. 99.9 of the pictures you saw of Pimp was photographed by this gentleman right here.
Yes,
you
sir.
know what I'm saying? Born and raised in where?
Port Arthur, Deep West by the bridge.
Hey,
1119 West 6.
Okay, man.
What's up?
So I'm gonna let my wife get it started, and we're gonna go down through there and see what's really happening. But you've been healthy. How's the family and everything?
Everybody good. I have my beautiful wife to my left, Rita over there.
Hey, Rita.
She is.
Yeah. I thought y'all was gonna come here and surprise us with some gumbo. Yeah, but that's okay. That's okay.
Look, I was just talking about that. I told you about them andouille chicken sausage.
Yes. I need to get the brand.
Because I'm hungry.
HEB.
Baby, HEB. It's good.
A few. We ain't even gonna say that. Certified. Yeah.
Certified.
Yeah. I love HEB because my wife love it. I never been there. I love it because my wife love it.
HEB is the devil.
It's not. No, it's not.
Ooh, it's like Home Depot home for a builder.
Yeah.
You go in there and you be like, damn, I need that.
It's everything, and the produce is so beautiful.
Oh my God.
But this ain't about HEB.
It's about Edgar Walker.
That part.
You know what I'm talking about? So go ahead, baby, get it started from me.
All right, Mr. Edgar. So we know you from the boat, right?
No.
What do you say? Edgar from the boat.
No.
Is that what he said?
Well, see, that's a line on Hot Life. I'm tripping. That's a line from High Life.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So where are you from?
I'm from Port Arthur, born and raised. I've been in Houston now. About 12 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. What made you transition to Houston?
Work.
That'll do it.
Work could do it, yeah.
Had to get out of PA, huh?
Yeah, I love PA, don't get me wrong, but sometimes PA is like trying to, when you live in PA all your life and never go anywhere,
Yes.
it's like trying to read a newspaper right up to your face.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You can't see the issues that's going on there because you're too close, so you
there.
never know there's anything going on.
Yes.
That's real.
And then you need to experience something else too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
and like we used to say when I was living there, you had to come to the city.
That's it.
Come to the city, and then you can look back and, and make something happen if you need to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
Exactly.
help people out if you need to. You know what I'm saying? So what Tell me about your high school, your family life. Your parents, did you have any brothers, any sisters, anything like that?
I have 2 brothers.
Yes.
3 sisters.
Yes.
Sisters, I have 1 sister really on my mom's side of the
Okay.
family. So, and the rest of the sisters and brothers is with my father.
Yes.
I'm the oldest.
Oh man.
Yeah, I'm the old man, literally, of the family. Old soul, everything. Act old.
They say I act old.
Not you, but me.
That's okay, bro. That's okay. You don't want to act like no kid.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about? We're
Right.
too old for that.
Hold on,
Yeah.
act like
Where your gray at?
now.
I got a little string, little.
I know it
Hey,
sounds
you
like
tripping, bro.
Yeah.
Where's your gray at?
Hey, man, I just started growing hair again, so I'm trying to get it in there.
Do you
Yeah.
have daughters?
Yes.
It's coming.
I was gonna say,
That gray is coming.
That grandbaby is what's going to bring it.
Oh yeah, but that grandbaby is gonna be precious.
Oh,
So,
yeah, she is.
Mm.
Papa.
Papa love you, Papa. What made you pick up a camera?
Well, my basketball team when I was in high school went to state every year.
Yes.
And I learned that the photographer for the yearbook always went to the state game. So I'm like, I'm finna go to this game free, get me a room.
Yes.
And, and that's what got me involved in it.
Had benefits.
Huh?
It had benefits.
It benefits.
Already.
And I guess that kind of taught me back then what photography can do for you as a job.
Yes.
So it provided access. And I just needed something to do after high school. Didn't know what I was going to go to for college, so I ended up going to school for photography.
Yeah. Okay.
I was just about to ask that.
Yeah, I went to the Art Institute of Houston, didn't graduate, just made a big bill.
That's okay.
I don't know anybody who graduated from the Art Institute of Houston.
You heard they just shut them down nationwide.
That's probably why.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Everybody
Well,
said,
these schools is a money grab.
Oh, yeah.
damn.
I mean, they want you to come in, charge all this money for a career you may not even be able to get a job in, and then
Yes.
you stuck with the debt.
Stuck with the debt.
And here's the funny part. I went to school for photography that was film.
Okay.
Film don't exist anymore.
Oh,
true.
so you would have to evolve.
Yeah. So I re-taught myself for digital.
Okay.
Went to YouTube University, and then I
There you
picked
go.
up a few things as I went, and now I like to call myself, and no disrespect to it, I call myself a shady tree photographer
That's okay.
because they got photographers that talks about all of the ins and
ISO
outs,
all
and
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
if the picture look good to me, look good to my client,
That part.
I'd have made some money.
That's real.
Right. I was just about to ask that. So the difference with digital cameras and the film cameras is all that lingo still the same, or did that change with it too? 'Cause I don't
It's
know.
pretty much still the same.
Okay.
Not so much ISO. That's different. But the benefit from it, you can shoot a wedding now and shoot 2,000 pictures and pick out the ones that don't look good.
And get
But when
rid
you
of
had film, you didn't
Stuck
know
with 'em.
what you had.
Oh, that's true.
And you was hoping like
That's true. You got them, and you like, ooh,
you're not gonna know until they come back from the processing.
I didn't even think about that. I remember them days of film too.
Yeah.
You couldn't wait to get them pictures back.
You ain't lying.
Yeah.
From Eckerts.
Yeah.
Take them down to Eckerts.
Yeah.
I'm talking about.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's real. That's back when you used to have 110 cameras.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of people say, why ain't a lot of pictures of y'all and UGK and Pimp and Bun from back then? You know,
Didn't have it
outside
like
of we didn't like just taking a bunch of pictures, but
Shoot.
you know, it was
different
Look,
time.
them Polaroids is gone.
oh,
That
them
part.
pillows, they was gone then.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I think the only thing you had was right before the disposal camera,
Mm-hmm.
and pretty much the only thing you could have outside of spending a bunch of money on the 35 millimeter.
Yeah.
Because back then, them 35 millimeters was not cheap.
Oh,
So you had to get you like a 110 camera. You remember the one you used
That's
to
it.
that's
look like
Kodak.
a little cell phone.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah.
And then take it to Eckerts.
That's it.
Or you could take it to a walk-up Kodak stand.
Yeah.
Them Kodak had their own stores back then.
that's true.
Boy, y'all don't know nothing about
Take
all
it,
that.
get that hour service.
So what made you start Trill Images?
Pimp.
Okay.
I started when he came home from prison. He like, yeah, you used to take pictures, and I'm like, yeah. And he was like, man, you still got your camera? At that point, I didn't. So I'm like, I can get one. So I went to the pawn shop, got me a camera,
Yeah.
and I started going on the road with him. And what made me come up with Trail Images, somebody asked me for my autograph. And I'm like, why you want my autograph? He's like, because you with him. So I just signed my name Edgar. I'm like, I need to come up with something. So I started doing Trail Images.
Yes.
Yeah.
Came to you just like that.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Tell us about Young Pimp when he was a young pimp. When he was just, when he was just Chad Butler.
When he was Chad.
Yes.
Well, Chad was a mischievous little kid. And we had an aunt that was both of our pretty much favorite aunt. And so sometimes we would spend the night over there. And Aunt B and Uncle Joe.
I read in Port Arthur?
In Port Arthur.
Yeah.
So Aunt B and Uncle Joe got into this argument one night. And Aunt B threw our cookie jar. And I say our cookie jar because we was the only ones who in there eating the cookies out the cookie jar.
Yeah.
She threw our cookie jar at Uncle Joe.
Oh.
Won't they do
Uncle
it?
Joe?
Cookie jar broke. They fighting, me and Chad crying because all our cookies on the floor.
Yeah.
Y'all better go get them cookies.
I'm about to say she a 10-second rule,
Our
baby.
our second rule with it. I kiss
Nah,
it,
but-
devil miss it.
That's the thing we
Yeah.
kiss it up to God, baby. Kiss it up to God. It's gonna be all right.
Yeah.
I mean, cause y'all.
And you know, he being the only child, growing up as kids, we was more like brothers. I was the big brother. And when I got to high school, I was a senior. And I want to say he was in the 9th grade. That bond kind of reconnected. I remember one time I'm not going to say the guy's name because I know he watching, but he and Chad kind of got into it one time. Mm-hmm. And back then, Chad had the white Honda Accord.
Oh yeah.
Cigarette, he called it.
You mean the Prelude?
No, it was before the Prelude.
Oh.
He had when he was.
This before the Ghost.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't see the
He was still in
cigarettes.
high school.
Okay.
In 9th grade. Singing in the choir.
Okay.
So he and the guy got into it or whatever. And a lot of people didn't know he was my cousin. So he threw a rock at his car when he drove off. After he did, I went up to him. I was like, man, don't you ever throw a rock again at my cousin? He's like, oh, man, I'm sorry. I didn't know that was your cousin. Like, you know now.
Yeah.
And Chad didn't know that story until he came home from prison one time, me and Leroy, and he was in the Texas Road, not the Roadhouse, the Longhorn Steakhouse.
Yeah.
And I told him that story. And he's like, man, I never knew that. I'm like, yeah, you didn't have to know. And he was like wondering why he never had problems with that guy again.
Big bro came through.
Yeah.
Big bro cuz came through
part.
and took. What's the age difference between you two?
3 years.
Oh yeah, that's almost. Yeah. So you only had 1 year of high school with him.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I feel you on that. I heard that noise.
Mm-hmm.
That's Fat Boy in the chair. That's Fat Boy in the chair. So do you remember when he started getting serious about music?
Oh, yeah. Look, people might not remember this, but my homecoming year, the DJ was Dora, DJ DMD.
Already.
But all he played was his song, was Pimp C songs. It was either a Pimp C song, but not him rapping, him singing.
Yes.
So he was was playing some Al B. Sure.
Yeah.
Then he come back with a Pimp C singing. And he was like, man, who was that? I'm like, that sound like Chad. And I never knew that was him singing until he did it was a talent show they did. No, it was a Christmas program he did. He did Eddie Kendricks for the Temptations. He was a freshman singing that part in high school.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, that's my little cousin.
How good did he sound?
That boy can sing.
Yes.
That was my first time knowing I knew he could play the trumpet. I didn't know he could sing.
Wow. Yeah, I knew by the time when I moved to Port Arthur, everybody used to tell me about this song that he had on his, I was about to say on his phone, but on his answering machine. Mm-hmm. And that was the only way you could hear the song. I don't know if you remember it. It was called Jenny Just Don't Want to Say No, something like that.
Yeah.
And so they said, Chad said, yeah, it was on my answer machine, and people the phone would just ring it, just because people wanted to listen to the song.
Yeah. But he did that a lot of times. It's sometimes I would just call him to hear what type of music he had on his phone, on his answer machine.
And it was before his time.
Yeah.
When I was living there, that was right before the call ID.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
And Port Arthur, believe it or not, was like a test city for Call ID.
Yeah.
And so I remember I went to the mailbox and I picked on Sand Jack, and I pulled this box out. He said, "What is that, Bobo?" And I said, "I don't know." We read the paper and it said it's a Call ID. Nigga said, "Nigga, put that back. Leave it in the mailbox."
That part.
Yeah.
Leave that shit in the
That
mail. Them the feds.
But that just shows how times have changed now. Because
Yes.
like we talk about this all the time, but everybody pulling out their cameras all the time.
Yes.
Now. Everywhere you go, everybody got their phone out
Yes.
recording.
Yes.
And we like, who is that with the camera over there?
Ain't
Like,
lying.
it's just crazy now.
For real.
And I use my Call ID now.
That part.
You know what I'm saying? Don't call me from the unknown number.
Mm-hmm.
Won't get
'Cause,
answered.
yeah, you is not getting answered for sure.
I don't know you. You don't know me.
How was Mama West back then?
Believe it or not, she was not like she was at the end.
How was she?
She was she was a librarian.
Yes.
And she played the role as that. When I remember times going to the shows and she was in her little AKA. She wasn't in
Yes.
the Dickies or anything.
Yes.
She was dressed as an AKA.
I remember that. I remember that.
And she had the persona of a teacher at all times.
Yes.
And I think she evolved as UGK evolved.
Yes.
And I guess she figured like, well, damn, these niggas kind of raw. I gotta kind
Gotta
of
get with the
I gotta get me
times.
some dickies.
yeah.
Yes. Because when you're right, because when I was there when she first took on the role of role manager full time. I know she used to go sometimes with him, but they had a different role manager. We're not gonna bring his name up because
Yeah.
he's known for suing.
Yeah.
Okay. And yeah, Mama, yeah, you're right. She used to have that AKA stuff on all the time. And I remember going to Little Rock, Arkansas, and we went to the room for something, to get that bread after the show. And all these girls was in the room. All of them was AKAs.
Yeah.
I said, Mama, and I didn't think about that, how you just brought that picture to me. You're right. She was, yeah, she did change toward the end. She got a little bit, once she learned the business and learned how to deal with what type of people she was having to deal with.
She had to govern
Yes,
herself accordingly.
exactly.
She wasn't really even considered as Mama West back then. She was
No,
West.
Mama. No, we used to just call her Mama. Well, we called her Mama.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, and that was it. But you're right,
Yeah.
Westland. That's right. That was her name. But yeah, if all us in the crew,
Called her Mama.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And we was her babies.
Yeah.
That was it, bro. That was, boy, you just took me way back. That's like one of my worst feelings in life was, I'll never forget, I was in the car business working at what was I working? Toyota. And they called me and say Mama was sick. I think it was on a Thursday. It might have been you.
Yeah.
And then a few days later, she was gone.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't even a day or two. And I told my boss at that time that I needed to go to the funeral. He wouldn't let me off, bro. I was so hurt.
Wow.
Hurt. And I thought about quitting right then and there.
Wow.
But I didn't quit till like 2 weeks later. But that was that sparked the fire in me to get up out of there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, my boss at Toyota, he know who he is. You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
I just don't see how somebody can say no to a funeral.
You remember how they used to try to work us over there? You remember?
I remember.
Yeah.
Man.
I could never have lunch with my wife or nothing. You know what I'm saying? You try to get something to eat. Hurry up. Oh, yeah, it was like, nigga, modern day slavery.
Yeah.
Lunch, forget lunch.
Yeah.
Dinner too.
Yeah, shit. I couldn't. You try to go get something to eat. Hurry up, get it. And when you get back with your food, they just like, hurry up and eat that shit. And I was like, God damn. Now, it was busy,
Right.
but damn, bro.
This grave shift.
Yeah,
is
I
a
can't.
slave shift.
Yeah.
Man, I feel so good not being in the car business, bro.
Yeah.
I lost so much weight. I've lost all the stress.
Yeah.
And I get to see my family. I mean, I get to see my little ones grow up. I get to participate in a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? We talk about the prison systems in Texas.
Yeah.
Being modern day slavery. That car business is modern day slavery.
All this work.
Yeah, it
All
is.
this
Well, the way they
work.
treat you, not the way they treat you in the car business. They treat you differently in the car business, bro. The higher ups, you know what I'm saying? And they, most of them are degenerates anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, they are. There are people that don't have college degrees, or maybe came out the penitentiary. Some of them, not all of them, because there's some great people. I met a lot of great people.
Yeah.
But what makes the car business bad are those people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You get an asshole ass manager or asshole ass general manager, it'll just.
Yeah.
I mean, the last job I had, I mean, it didn't have to be that way. I loved all the people, but the guy that was at the highest position was just such a dick and an asshole.
Yeah.
That he just makes, and then I call my people, check on them now, and they say he's still doing that shit. Somebody knocked him out.
Wow.
Yeah, for being a dick and asshole by somebody's money. You know what I'm saying? You owe me some money.
Yeah.
You don't want to give me that money. Knock your ass out.
Yeah.
But we're going to talk about Edgar. So, Edgar, you just send me a picture.
Yeah.
I'm gonna post this picture because this is a good picture. We're gonna put this picture inside the interview.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna show it to my wife. You know what I'm saying? This is Vicious. Bundy was supposed to be here.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But he had to go take care of family emergency.
Yeah.
This was Bundy's rap partner, the ex-mom. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
And that's Buddy.
Yeah.
Oh, who's Buddy? Okay.
When y'all ask me who is Buddy, so tell me about Buddy. Can you?
Buddy, the nigga who killed my cousin.
You got that from a reliable source.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where did you hear?
So, the story I heard, it was multiple people inside the hotel room. Female, I think maybe be a male and another male probably. So
Super Tight exclusive.
So C went to the restroom and Buddy said, look, y'all don't say nothing. I'm going to play a joke on Pimp. And he poured something into his drink. And when he came back from the restroom, he started drinking it and almost immediately started throwing up blood. And what made me believe that, I packed C bags after he passed.
From that same hotel
From that same hotel. I pulled back the cover of the bed and there was blood in the bed. So that's what made me believe that story to be true.
Now, we talked about this prior to us cutting on the cameras. And I never talked about it outside of saying Buddy. You know what I'm saying? And this guy was from Jackson, Mississippi.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We're not going to mention anybody that was around him that knew him in Jackson, Mississippi. We'll just concentrate on him.
Yeah.
And like you and I said that you had heard the same thing, that he was going around bragging.
Yep.
That he had done this.
Yep.
What?
Yes. In the streets of Jackson.
And I heard it from someone who at one point really didn't know I was even affiliated with Pimp, but we were associated through a former organization I was with.
Yes.
And we just got to talking. He said, hey, man, what's up with Buddy? And I was like, I've heard this and heard that. It's like, man, well, what you heard is true because I'm from Jackson.
Yes.
And that's how that went.
And he said that he had heard the rumors of him going through, or he had witnessed him.
He had heard it. Yeah.
And there was nothing found.
That's what that's my nurse, because my wife is a nurse now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and she's going to ask some medical questions. And what she's asking is, what no traces or nothing found in the, what do you call it, autopsy, or the, what's the thing called? When toxicology report.
So, no, and why I think what messed it up, and I'm going to just say it like this.
Yes.
People did so much maneuvering around the autopsy to protect what was they might have thought was going to show up. So that kind of changed the outcome of what really came out.
In other words, they weren't looking for that.
They wasn't looking for that.
What you think they were looking for? Drink?
They was looking for drink.
And they found small traces of that. Not enough. They did say it wasn't enough to kill. Now, y'all do know they said it wasn't enough to kill him.
Yeah.
And he had a prescription for that. And they tried to blame it on sleep apnea.
Yeah.
And them both is what took him out, is what the coroner's report said.
But you know, mama Mama died saying my baby was poisoned with cyanide. her wish was to raise up enough money to have the body exhumed.
Yes.
To do her own independent one. But she died for having that feeling.
Let me ask you a
Well,
question.
and after so long, you won't find somebody.
That's what I'm about to ask my wife.
Yeah.
Unless you looking for that.
No, I'm just saying. No,
I'm just saying.
if they exhume the body now, it's too late.
You probably won't find that.
It's 15 years later.
Because it's hard to find just regularly. So
Golly.
yeah.
Wow.
No, that come from apple seeds.
A natural source.
That's why you ain't supposed to grind up apple seeds in your smoothies.
Kill yourself.
Wow.
You're teaching me something. So, I make jokes all the time, try to make light, because, I get on people's pages, and because, we love them.
Yeah.
And, with this Tupac situation going on with Keefy D, I was like, man, they need to be trying to solve Pimp's. In other words, to let us rest.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because, we can always say allegedly, but this guy's already passed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. You had a question.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, he's already passed. So it's not that we want him prosecuted or anything like that, because I heard he went out in a similar fashion.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Same thing I heard.
Yes. So,
and before him, I heard his brother ended up getting pretty much chopped up in a like the farm. They had those tractors.
Yes.
Yeah.
His brother, I believe, got caught into that and got ground up.
Was that, do you think that was an accidental death, or was that somebody ran over him like that?
I think that was intentional.
I said, how you
because I heard that he was into a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So we're not going to mention what he was into or anything like that.
Yeah.
But we just know. Now, the people that he was involved with are still here.
Yeah. For real.
Yeah.
You gotta say their names.
Yeah. There's no names to say.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, that's a sad situation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But, I had a dream about Chad last month, bro.
Wow.
That's how, didn't I tell you that? I said, bro, and it's like, it's some things that you never shake. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Never ever shake. And if maybe something like that would have helped us get over it. You know what I'm saying? Because I had never been involved with somebody that I was as close to like that pass away so suddenly like that. Everybody I know passed, we knew they were sick or something like that. But just what? You know what I'm saying? And it left us in such a situation with so many unanswered questions.
You talking about dreams. The early morning before he was found, to this day, that was the worst dream I ever had. I had a dream. It was so crazy. I was in his high rise when I had this dream. And it shook me so bad until I went down to the little area where the internet and the coffee section was, and I couldn't fall asleep.
Yes.
But the dream was, I had a dream that a cobra snake, huge cobra snake, had engulfed somebody. And all I could see was white shorts. Chad always walked around the house in white boxes.
White boxes on.
A few hours later, while I was down there, I'm on the internet looking, just because he should have been home by now anyway.
Yes.
Because he had a PO meeting.
Yes.
So I was always the one who could see if he done changed his flights.
Yes.
Or he would call me to change the flight.
Yes.
And I noticed he didn't. So I'm looking at the time. He's not answering his phone. So I'm still just monitoring it. So later on, I tell Shannara, hey, he about to miss his flight. And he got PO today. He never missed PO. He'll miss anything but a PO.
Yeah.
And I said, look, they know you were there in the room with them. Call the hotel. Ask them to go see make sure your husband is up. She did. Time went by. She got a call from the sheriff, and she dropped the call. We immediately knew something was wrong.
What you mean she dropped the call?
The call dropped from the
Accidentally, like?
well, the sheriff, I think so. The sheriff, she got a call, and call ID said Sheriff's Department of LA or something like
Yes.
that. And she lost signal with him. So she called back, and that's when they said, you need to get out of here.
They didn't tell y'all what, or just said just come.
They didn't tell us what, we assumed, but this is what's crazy. Somebody called another guy from our team. Somebody else called Mike Mo, and it's like, man, I heard your boy dead. But we hadn't got the official word.
That's so. Ooh.
How would they know?
Exactly. So they calling people that knew C,
Yes.
that they had to connect with. I think, and this is something you can probably ask Munn too, because I think he got another call too.
Before the official word.
Before the official.
What day was that on? Was that on that Monday, or did y'all get it on that Tuesday?
On that day, on that Tuesday.
How long you think he was laying up in there, Edgar?
Oh, it was.
I talked to him Saturday.
I did too.
I talked to him. We were talking about the Scarface album.
Yeah.
We did back and forth, and then I was at a show, and I texted him that whole jamming, bro.
Yeah.
And that Scarface album was coming out on that Tuesday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that same day, because that was his release party.
Yes.
And when I talked to him, he had just left 3-6 Mafia House. And he had learned
DJ
a
Paul.
program or something on the computer.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, I'm about to step on their necks with this. And that's all we talked about. He was in good spirits. He was having fun.
Yes.
And so when I'll probably have to send you this picture too. C used to always get on me about burning candles and not putting them out while I go to sleep. And for that, I get on my wife as well.
Yeah.
I get paranoid about leaving a candle burning.
Yes.
So he always got on me about that. So when I packed his bags, the first thing I saw, two things I saw. The first thing was the candle had burned completely down.
I heard about this too.
The second thing, his bag was packed neatly. Did that sound like C?
No. No.
So that's the first two things what made me look like, nah, this ain't right.
So what's going to shock a lot of people is that no one ever knew that there was other people in the room. I mean, I'm going to say some people did.
Yeah.
That's what I'm like.
Yeah, but
Other people and he.
But you know, the masses, the majority of people don't know that. They think it was just him in there, and he just passed away.
Yeah.
It's tough, bro.
And for a long time, I faulted myself for not being there.
I was about to ask you because
we always, and that's a story too. We always had to join rooms. I always had access to them.
Yeah.
And I know this is going to probably stir up some things, but I got to say it because that's how I feel. I always thought it was something suspicious from day one. I never told C I had to work. So apparently his wife told him, okay, rewind. Mama was like, I thought you had to work. This is why they was already gone. Like, nah, where you get that from? Well, Shanard told C you had to work so you couldn't go on the trip.
Wait a minute.
Huh?
Wait a minute.
So by her telling him I couldn't go, stopped me from going. If that would have never happened, I would have been out there. Second thing, what was odd to me, he wanted a car service to drop him to the airport, drop him and her to the airport. So she wanted to drive the Bentley, leave it at the airport. Big argument was, who want to leave a Bentley at the airport?
Yes.
Not only was it parked at the airport, it was parked in a tow zone.
Illegally.
He called me. It's like, Ed, he said a few choice words about it. I left my Bentley parked in a tow zone, and you got the extra key, go move the car. Instead of me moving the car, she flew back to move the car, which left him alone. That bothered me for a long time, too.
And see, I didn't know. I found that out later, that she was there.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that part until maybe 10 years later. It's been 15 years now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, about 10 years later, 10 years later. I was like, she was there?
But the only thing that eased me about that was the other story with what was seen about the stuff being poured.
Yes.
That made me change my whole thought process on what was running through my mind. Because, you know, at the time.
Alibi.
Yeah.
It does seem quite suspicious, though. I mean,
allegedly, y'all. Allegedly, y'all.
It's all alleged, because I know y'all gonna.
I'm gonna tell you right now. My wife is true crime to the heart.
The gears is grinding.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And stuff like that you see in movies.
Yeah.
You make sure you're here, so they see you. Allegedly, y'all. I'm just
yeah.
Because you and I have know some things that we're not gonna say online, because everybody would be like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Not just you and I. I think you and I and maybe one other person. So a couple other people. That is wild. And you know, last time I saw Bird, I told you this story before the camera came on. Bird said he walked in on Mama while she was living on Shreveport Ave, right?
Yeah.
Came in through the garage like we always did. And he said as he was coming in the house, she was finishing a argument on the phone with someone.
Yeah.
And all he could hear her say was, "Baby, you didn't own it while he was alive, and you ain't gonna own it now." And he didn't know what that was about. And he said, "Mama, who was that?" She said, "That was that Larry nigga. Old buddy."
Yeah.
And he said that he owned UGK now.
Now here's why he thought that.
I already know why, but you could tell us.
I'm not sure the total amount.
He said that on the phone.
He gave C like $100K.
Put
$1
another
million.
zero. Yes.
So that's motive there. Because I mean, look, if common sense, if you got two people that own one company,
yes,
one person dead,
yes,
is your
company. No. He didn't say he owned UGK Records.
Oh, he owned UGK.
Yes, that's what he said.
Wow, that's pretty big of you.
Yes. So this is Bird telling me, so I always have to say, I don't care who tells me, we're gonna always cover ourselves. Allegedly.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But just that all these stories we're connecting dots like Tom Keaton.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know who Tom Keaton is, right? Okay. We're connecting the dots like Tom Keaton or whatever his name is. Keaton, the officer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Who helped Vlad solve this Tupac, the Keefe D case.
Yeah.
So, it's strong.
Yeah.
It's strong.
And that number, I can believe that because he had it.
Yes.
He had it.
I heard some strange things about Buddy.
Yeah. And this was 2006. He had it.
Yes.
I'm just like, don't joke with me and put nothing in my drink.
Well, maybe he knew what he was putting in the drink.
Well, duh,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yes.
That's what I mean.
Because the boy would walk around with a case of unopened lean in the box.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah.
They say he could walk right up into a Walgreens and go get it.
Yeah.
Like he was the pharmacist. I got that from a reliable source in Los Angeles.
Yes,
so if I'm hearing it, I mean, you have never talked about this.
Never. That's
So
true.
we on the same page.
Yeah.
This is some crazy shit, Ed.
Yeah.
It really is.
This is really, really some crazy shit, man. And rest in peace to the pimp, bro.
Yeah.
No, long live the pimp.
Yes, sir.
And
man, you know, it's at one point too, Me and Big Mitch talked about this.
Yeah.
He had a song, It's So Hard. That song, Living His Life.
Yes.
Talking about, I don't want to do this no more.
Bro, I couldn't listen to that song until probably 3-4 years ago.
He was in a tug of war with his mama and his wife. And for one day, I felt what he went through.
Yep.
Because they was pulling me like that, trying to make arrangements for the funeral.
Oh.
Until I totally just
Fuck
handed it over to my mama.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't do this no more. I need you to step in and help me. Because mama, my family, but legally, this is wife. Ain't too much you can do legally.
Right.
So I'm trying to play, all right, look, give this to get that.
Yes.
And something happened in between where everything just got blown out of the water. And I'm like, you know what?
As funerals tend
You know who
to
I feel
do
you know who I
sometimes.
feel so bad about? For Christian.
Chris. I talked to Chris a little while ago.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I want to
She
see
doing
this
good.
Yeah,
She out
I've
there
heard that.
doing her thing. Got a nail tech business going on.
already.
Yeah.
Vito is always in contact with her.
Yeah.
So just know I'm thinking about you because I have a special place in my heart for girls, little girls.
Mm-hmm.
And we have 4 daughters.
Yeah.
And
And she not too far from y'all. She in Grambling.
Oh, okay.
nigga, that ain't nowhere near Dallas.
Well, I always heard Grambling. Yeah, look. Hey,
Grambling? Ain't that in New Orleans?
look, it's closer to
It's closer to here than it is
Port
to
Arthur.
there. Yeah.
y'all closer to her than we are to Port Arthur.
Yeah. I don't know. That's 6 hours. It take 9
know,
hours
I'm
to
like,
get to New
maybe
Orleans.
not.
It don't take me 6 hours to get to PA. Much as I beat up that highway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got a heavy foot.
No, it's 3.5 hours here. Then from here to Port Arthur, what? About an hour and a half. Count that up.
Yeah,
5
from
hours.
here it's about an hour and a half.
Yeah, 5 hours. But then when you put some fun in it, 4.5, 5 hours.
Wear your seatbelt.
Okay. Look, I can't even sleep in the car.
How did you feel when you heard "High Till I Die" and you heard your name? I keep on saying High Life. You know what High Till I Die is, don't you?
Well,
Have you ever heard "High Till I Die" with me on it?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
Yeah.
shout out Big Mike.
Yeah.
Anyway, how did you feel when you heard "High Life" and you heard your name on there?
At first, before I heard the song, I went to the house on Sandjack and I got out the car. And people was, what's up, Edgar on the boat? I ain't on the boats no more. What y'all talking about? So you ain't heard the song? I'm like, nah, what song? So when I get in the house, Jaye was like, hey, cuz, I gave you a shout out on my song. And that's when I heard it. I'm like, wow. And then he was like, the reason I did it, because one time I told him how I was somewhere and I was like, oh, Pimp, see, that's my cousin. And nobody believed me.
Yes.
So he said, I gave you a shout out because now they can't never deny who you are because I done put you on a song.
Put you on a classic song,
Yeah.
bro. On probably, this is arguably
Yeah.
the most jammingest UGK album that ever came out.
Yeah.
I mean, that is a classic. Jay-Z said that was his favorite album.
Now, you know what affected me more than hearing me on the song, my name on the song?
What's that?
Something a female told me. He said, I had the red Bentley one day.
Mm-hmm.
And the girl was like, you gonna let Ed take your Bentley? He's like, I don't give a damn about that car. I love Ed. Ed is the closest thing I got to a brother. Talking to Ed is like talking to me. And that right there meant the world to me.
Yeah. That is, bro. That makes you.
That, and we were in Benihana in LA.
Mm-hmm.
He had a few little drinks in him, and he was telling me, like, Ed, you look at me as Pimp C, but I look at you as my big cousin. There's some things I'm not gonna do in front of you.
Oh.
And that was the largest form of respect I could have ever got from him.
Yeah. 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 Because he respected you
Yeah.
to the point of like you know, when people grow up without the dad 30 every day, you know what I'm saying? Or a big brother
Yeah.
like me,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you seek that out.
Yeah.
And that's strong, bro.
Yeah.
Blowing my mind. Bun D. Have you had you a Trill Burger yet?
Oh yeah. I was blessed to have one at his 50th birthday party.
Oh.
Yeah.
How did you
Lovely.
did you do a review?
No, I didn't, but I let my daughter. I was too busy just looking at the joy my daughter had on her face from it.
Oh,
Yeah.
was that good, huh?
Yeah.
Hey.
Because she kept talking about Trill Burgers all the whole time we were going. I'm like, you never know, they might be there.
Yeah.
And so when we got there and they gave us the Trill Burgers,
Yes.
I said, you tell your friends you had the best Trill Burger because you didn't have to wait in the line.
Yeah.
And they brought it to you.
That's what's up.
Hand
It
delivered.
was hot, fresh, and ready.
Yeah.
Didn't have
She
to-
loved it.
She loved it.
She loved it.
You didn't eat yours?
Oh yeah, it was good.
You like grilled onions on your burger?
Mhm, I do.
I got to wrap my head around that one, but
You can't.
by the time this come out, I would have had tried it. Okay,
It's good.
I'm trying it while we're here.
Look, it's so good until I went home and tried to make one myself.
It didn't turn out the same.
You tried to
I
smash the
heard-
burger and
I heard
everything?
you say
You know,
try.
see, I didn't smash it. I had a Judy's.
Ooh,
Wait a minute.
they don't know
Look, my
nothing
meat
about
about that thick.
Judy's.
Ooh.
Boy, Judy's had them burgers, bro.
Yeah.
You made you a supersized.
Oh yeah,
Trill.
yeah. That's a
A
good
double
name.
Trill
super
burger.
tight.
And let me tell you something about people. Let me tell you something about people in Port Arthur. If you ask them if it's the best burger, they be like, yeah, but you know we like them big in Port Arthur. You ain't the first person I heard say that.
Yeah.
You know, we like our meat big. Pause.
Pause. Get him, Kenny. Get him.
You didn't give me time.
We like our meat.
You didn't
big.
give it
said
time.
Pause.
I spot, but I was.
It's too late. You said.
You heard the pause coming.
I heard it.
Yeah, you supposed to give me time to say pause.
Anytime we talking about meat. Got him.
They supposed to give me time to say pause.
No.
And when I just roll right over it, then y'all say
Because
pause.
you wasn't going to say it. So we had to
He
say
heard
it.
me saying pause.
Wow.
Yeah, he say he know.
We had to beat you to it. Kenny on the
Yeah.
keys.
It ain't no race to
Kenny on the
pause.
keys, baby.
It ain't no race to pause.
I bet
You see how
it's
these young
different.
generation change games that our generation
Yeah.
started?
Hey, Kenny, you want it.
Change the rules.
You want it.
It's just two of us in here as 50.
Yeah, I know.
We outnumbered.
I better shut up, huh?
Pretty much.
I still go from the shoulder.
Okay.
I can't do nothing with these girls though.
Yeah, I'm about to say. Okay.
I
Anyway,
understand.
I put my belt out though.
Put that belt right back on.
Yeah, you ain't lying. I ain't gonna hit my baby.
Not at all.
Not at all. That's straight cap.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. All cap.
All that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was your thoughts when you heard Tell Me Something Good for the first time?
I still got that in my playlist.
Me too.
The first time I heard it was in Houston, not even in Port Arthur.
Mm.
I had just got, I was out of high school, and I think I was at TSU.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's that boy.
You recognize that voice?
Yeah. And then I heard it again. I went and got the CD. I mean the cassette after that.
Yeah.
And I just played it over and over
Mm.
and over.
Oh.
Did you know him and Bun had hooked up, or you thought he was still with Mitch or
I
Quinn?
thought he was still with Mitch.
Mm.
I thought he was still with Mitch.
And
Yep.
then you heard, did you know Bun at that time?
I didn't
You
know him
never
yet.
ever heard of never met him?
Never met him until San Jack.
Yeah.
San Jack, Honda Prelude days.
Yes.
That's when I first met him.
Mm.
Back with Christy Floyd.
Yep.
Back in those days.
Shout out Crystal Floyd.
Yeah. That's
Why you tripping? Why you tripping?
yeah. That's when I first met him.
That was just hard right there.
Yeah.
Excuse me, she might be married now. But yeah, that was just
But
hard
it's the
right
truth.
there. Yeah.
And to be honest with you, I think that might be vice versa too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know, I reach out to her from time to time. I chat with her on Facebook. Fertel's cousin.
Yes.
Yeah.
He used to take me by what neighborhood was that? The Netherlands? What was that called that her pops used to live in? Her mom and them. They lived in
not Alvesta, Montrose.
They lived in the affluent area.
Yeah.
And Pimp used to take me out there. Stay in the car, Bobo.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But yeah, and then he'd bring her to the car, introduce me to her. I went out there with him a couple times.
Yeah.
Mm.
She could sing.
I heard.
She could sing.
I heard.
I think Jaye had a group called Joy when she was going to, I don't know if she went to Dillard or Xavier, but that was in the No Limit Master P days. I think that's a lot of time he would go see her and Master P around the same time. They would always like connect around that time.
You know, you done brought up the name. I got to ask you because you family. What did you think? Were you a Master P fan, first of all?
Oh, yeah.
Because we all were.
Oh, yeah. Until.
What did you get the call directly from him?
Yeah.
That same night.
I got the call. I was told about it by him.
Yes.
Because at this time, I think I was away on the boat.
Yes.
And he told me straight up what happened.
Yes, he told me.
And that's what made me, if I would have heard from anybody else, I wouldn't have believed it.
Yes. Well, that's what I'm asking. Did you get the call from him?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I did too.
Yeah.
And it was unbelievable.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
What are y'all talking about?
oh,
Those
excuse me.
that don't know.
We're talking about when Master P kicked in that door at the hotel and two dudes was holding our brother.
Yeah.
And they pistol whipped him.
Yeah.
And then everybody said, how you know it was Master P? He said, because Master P took his mask off.
Yeah.
And showed me it was him.
And what made it really worse for me hearing about it, by me being on the boats, I would fly from my port back home to Houston.
Oh, really?
And, you know, sometimes we was on Southwest. And so Master P was on Southwest. And so I'm like, this nigga got all this money, he flying on Southwest with me. A couple of weeks later, I get the word from Shed about that.
Yep.
I'm like, damn, I was just on a plane with this dude.
Yep. Yep. He told me about that. And a lot of people try to get in the comments and say, oh, it was about Chad wanting the rights to not break him off something. I think it might have been break him off something.
Break him off something.
Yeah. That's a cock-sucking lie.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you. That is never what happened. Nah. You know, it was some things promised as far as walking us through the door. That's all Chad wanted, was a better situation than being with Jive.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we're doing all this stuff for you. And on the low, one of the checks bounced. You remember that? One of the checks bounced. Mama called to inquire about the check and got cussed out.
Yeah. And he heard it.
So imagine a person cussing out your mama.
Yeah.
And you already a live wire. And you got a big microphone.
Yeah.
Pause.
Don't let him make it with that one, Kenny.
Pause.
Don't let him make it with that one.
But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, he did get on that road and get the, you know our boy.
Say, I remember a time, it wasn't Master P he was going in on, but he did a show in Lake Charles. And he got on there talking about that, you know, that song by UNLV.
Yes.
He started doing a hook on that. Talk about Mystical.
Drag him from the river. Yes.
Hey.
Yes.
And I'm looking around, I'm like,
yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to, I remember him saying he didn't like Mystical, and I'm trying to think of I'm going to tell you the thing about Chad, and you know this. He was so loyal to whoever he was down with.
Yeah.
And Mystical was into it with Cash Money.
Cash Money.
Cash Money, yeah. We was down with Baby in there.
Yeah.
And that's what it was. So if you down with my people, fuck you.
Yeah.
That's how Chad was. Yep. It sure was.
You see, this new generation don't know nothing about loyalty.
At all.
Nothing. They'll switch on you in a minute.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, they'll line you up. That's the new term they say. We'll line you up. You know what I'm saying? And you can't trust them.
Yeah, you can't.
You cannot trust them, bro. So I stick with our generation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I really don't stick with nothing but my wife.
Same here.
That's it. These two of my family.
Yeah.
That's it, bro. I really, No new friends. No new
Shoot,
friends.
I'm right there with you. I left a whole organization in the midst, and that's just me, my wife, and I.
Yes, yes. And we ain't gonna bring that up
Well,
unless you want to talk about it.
Hey, look, I'm on your show.
Ooh, this will be crazy. Well, the organization was the Masons.
Yeah.
ooh.
You're the only one that I know that has successfully exited the Masons that I know. I'm not saying that it has been done before.
Successfully?
Yeah, he
What
made
they
his
gonna-
way out.
What they gonna do?
Maybe publicly.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. Excuse me, but thank you. Publicly denounced them.
Yeah.
Is that a better way of saying them?
Okay, I was about to say,
And,
what?
and that's the perfect word to say, because when I stepped away, I really had to pray and ask God to forgive me if there's anything that I was a part of, any oath and obligation I might have recited that was offensive to him.
Yes.
And just to make sure my heart and spirit was right and in line with God.
Yeah.
So are they not in right? Because I don't know. I mean,
No,
you
she's. Are
just
they
hear-
not right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not right and in line with God. What's they?
Because they patrol-
Well, I'm just saying. A lot of people, I mean, like, you don't know. You see the little symbols. You
Yeah.
see, you hear this, you hear that. Then they like, oh, it's not like that. My granddad wasn't like.
I told
Well-
you. I told you how high my uncle was.
Yeah,
My uncle
same here.
was a high. I think it was
What
the
is
treasurer.
it, like culty or something? What is it?
It has that vibe, because at times you have an oath and obligation that you're bound to. But when, like I say, for me, when I joined, I was naive in a lot of areas. I saw a lot of pastors and judges at home that were Masons, but in the return, the lifestyle that these pastors and these judges wasn't honoring and pleasing to God anyway. So that's a whole nother story in itself. But the organization tells you it helps good men to be better.
Right.
Okay.
And when you ask the question, it's like, how are we making good men better? And you can't answer that question.
Because
You got
they
a
do
problem.
always say that. A good man, he's a good man.
We're gonna lighten your pockets at the same time.
Yeah.
With these dudes.
Now, could it have been just the sector you were involved with? Or
No, it's
across the board?
It's across the board, because when I left, I had people who was higher ranked than me.
I'm about to say you was pretty high ranked.
Yeah. And people out of state that was higher than I was say, man, I feel you, and everything that you say, I've experienced that. But still wouldn't make that transition away.
You think they're afraid to, or you think they just too?
Addicted to power.
That's what I'm saying.
It is.
A lot of times you have these titles, like the position I had, I didn't have to put my outfit on. People dress me,
Oh, wow.
and people get addicted to that.
Yeah, they do.
So, and especially if you somebody who don't have no type of honor in your own home from your wife or your kids, you're a part of an organization that everybody gives you that honor, it can be addictive.
Yeah.
How long were you a part of the Masons?
Since 94.
Oh, you was in there deep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then how long ago that was just last year,
That
right?
was last year.
How does your heart feel?
Oh, I feel great now. And the best way I could describe it, and see too, with me, my walk with God has gotten closer.
I like your shirt, by the way.
Oh, thank you. I'm dripping.
See that?
Follow
Dripping
the
in
drip.
blessings.
Dripping
I'm
with
dripping
blessings.
That's it.
I got
Dripping
drip
with
for
blessings.
sale.
Yeah, yeah. Nice, colorful.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I like that, bro. Love it.
So as I was on my path with God in that my spiritual walk, I noticed the road started veering. And I had to make a decision. Am I going to stay on this straight path and keep my walk close with God, or follow the curve?
Do you think it was a situation where when it initially started or was founded, the initial founders had a vision, and then as time goes, people stray away from that vision, and it became
really
something
do.
it didn't mean to be?
The principles that was built, that the Masonic organization, in what I believe were intentionally good, but some people got in it who might always want to be an Omega, might want to be a Kappa at one time.
Yeah.
Couldn't.
Gotcha.
So they join a fraternal organization that has religious values, and they pollute it.
Yep.
That's
You see
that
that
happens.
happen. Yeah.
Yes, that's
So
a common
many.
thing.
I mean, even just regular companies. You just think about how, you have an old company
Yes.
and then their people die and
Yes.
then the kids take over and then it turns into
It's never the same.
right.
It's never the same.
So it's real important that someone, whoever's your predecessor, has your same visions.
Yeah, exactly.
You have to choose them wisely.
Yeah.
You have to, she's just
Man, I
big time right on that one.
I got people that I used to shoot marbles with that don't really talk to me no more. That was Masons
Because of that.
because I left.
I was about to say any fallback, and you just answered the question. That's crazy.
I'm closer to
Do you
some.
lose any sleep over that?
Oh, no.
Okay.
No, because you got God
That's
That
it.
part.
and your wife.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And
That's just so
That's
weird
golden.
to me, though.
And when I joined the organization, everything it advertised, that's what I wanted to be a part of. Something that does community service, something that gives back to the community.
Because that's what I thought. Like it was just
I'm doing all that with our church.
period.
So that's where it's supposed to be at anyway. And the organization was totally doing nothing. It's like we partied more. And I used to tell them, I'm like, man, I've partied very well
Okay.
in my past by myself.
Yeah, I need y'all to do it with.
I've partied with the best of them. Literally.
I bet.
Yeah.
You parted with the pimp.
Exactly. I was at Too Short's 40th birthday party way back in the day. So
Yes.
it's
Yeah.
I'm 50.
Did you see anything while
But
you
that's
were?
very commendable of you because a lot
Yes.
of people would still, like you said, people still stand even
The
though
power.
even though they have verbalized feeling the same way.
Yeah.
So that's
It's addiction of power.
Bingo.
Now, to educate people,
Mm-hmm.
because everybody's a conspiracy theorist, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And you hear about Freemasons.
Mm-hmm.
That was deal. When you hear people talk about the Illuminati and all this sort of stuff, is there a difference between the two organizations?
Now, I'll say I believe it is a difference.
Yes.
I personally have never experienced any of that.
Yes.
And it's not much higher than I was.
Okay.
So, I was considered to be a 33rd/95th degree Mason. So you can go a little bit higher, maybe 97th degree, but it's not too much higher.
Mm.
And no.
Yeah.
Well, you might not be able to share, but I'm gonna ask, what gets you to those levels?
Money.
We're not just saying
I mean,
like
just
your pockets.
realistically, you pay.
It's just like paying for
you
who
pay the
too.
piper if you look. I
You
know-
never miss your dues. Your dues was always on time,
Man.
and you was diligent.
I know people right now that became your entry level Mason,
Mm-hmm.
and 6 months later, they was able to give
They
a little
are
extra money.
96.
Now they 32nd degrees.
Oh, that's all.
Right.
It's almost like church. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
true.
You pay enough, you can sit up here on the front.
We
rows.
literally had that experience.
Yeah, we
in
did,
church.
bro.
We literally had a church tell us,
I lost my job
yeah.
at one time, and I kind of
Well,
slacked
not
down.
only that, heck, we was having a baby. It was a lot
Yes,
on maternity.
yes, we had just moved into a new house, and they was
offense.
they wanted. I lost my job. I'm gonna be real with you,
Yeah.
and I slacked on tithing
Mhm.
because I had bills to pay and a
Yeah.
family to take care of.
But you didn't stop serving.
I never stopped serving, and so one day I went to church by myself,
Mhm.
right? And they tapped me on my shoulder, one of the pastors, because where I was sitting, I sat on
Second
the back row,
Yeah.
the second row,
Second row.
yeah, because they were in a school asking for the building fund.
At the time, yeah.
And me and wifey, we was drinking the Kool-Aid, homeboy. You know what I'm saying? We done wrote $1,000, $1,500 check for the building fund.
No, it wasn't the building fund.
That was.
No, it wasn't. It was for the pastor's appreciation.
Well, see, let me say
That's
this
a
right.
wait a minute, let me get to telling you the story.
Was Giving Day. It was
Because
it was,
you know I'm trying to be this Christian.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be this. My family, we buying into.
But we did because we felt at the time we were.
We thought we believed them.
No, we were being fed. We were being fed.
Yeah,
It wasn't until this.
yes.
Yeah.
Until they woke me up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pastor Shay tapped me on the back of my shoulder.
Wow.
Yeah. Say, hey, I'm tell you what got me. He said, I need to talk to you. I said, okay. And so, we went on the stage. Now imagine you're in the auditorium.
Mm-hmm.
The pastor sits on the front row before he walks up there and go preach.
Yeah.
Me and my wife and our family, we sat on that row right behind them for 4 years. They knew us.
I think it was a little longer than 4.
Yeah, they knew us. Yes. She was serving, doing the altar prayer, everything.
Wow.
I was
So-
serving in the kids' church.
Yes.
And,
I was in the back.
and the prayer. Like when you come up for prayer.
Yeah.
Bro, I was the guy, you know how when the pastor come to his chambers when he first get there and he has a little shrine thing to go pray in. That was me putting that together. Yeah. So we were serving. They wanted me to be on the build up, but I had hurt my back. So I was like, I can't be lifting no speakers or nothing like that.
Yeah.
But what else can I do? So they gave me that position. So back to the story. They tapped me on my shoulder. So we go on the stage, right behind the curtains and we sit down. Brother, I noticed that you stopped tithing.
Straight up.
What? And I told him what had happened, right? And you know me, bro.
Wow.
I'm a man before I'm anything.
Yeah.
And you know what that nigga said to me? That nigga said, well, we gonna allow your wife to keep praying for, keep doing her thing. You ain't gonna allow my wife to do a motherfucker cocksucker.
Yeah,
I'm about
I don't need permission to
nigga,
pray
I'm about
for
to,
people.
I'm about to throw that little yellow nigga right off the stage, my nigga. And I just
don't need permission from the church to pray for anyone.
yes.
And that just got me there. Or we'll allow her to.
Yeah, I got home. I said, babe, I don't feel comfortable here
You
no
didn't
more.
even tell me right away.
Yeah, because we loved it.
Yeah.
I tell you, yes, I did. Because you know what they did for us? They told us to, if y'all feeling this.
No, you forgot a part.
They sent us to this. Well, once I go to this course, like, I don't know how to take care of my money.
Mm-hmm.
So they started sending us to this course, right? They sent us to this course. But the course was nothing but about fucking tithing. I'm taking time. I'm working way out on one side of town, rushing, trying to get back to make these meetings so you can tell me about more tithing.
Wow.
So they out there. So we nixed that. And yeah, I don't know. Maybe she's remember different. Tell me what happened.
Yeah, well, we were still going for a little while, and then one day he was like, I could tell he was turned off, and I was like, what's going on, And he told me, I'm gonna just be honest, and he told me what he said, and I was like, forget them.
Yeah, but something else had happened too that kind of turned you off. You was kind of, I don't know, the wife.
Yeah.
See, let me tell you how the hierarchy was.
I'm not with all the I just want to come to church, get a good word.
Yes.
Do my service.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Pray, go home. I'm not for all the clicky and
yes.
I hang out with the pastor wife and we went like, I don't care about all that.
Yeah.
And so
I knew it was a problem. See, the pastor was
gave
American.
It a good try. I gave it a good
right?
try.
From the hood.
Yeah.
And I didn't know this. But I came to know that he went to a school that my cousin was the historical band director at that school.
Okay.
Right? So, which is in the hood.
Mm-hmm.
So I knew how he grew up. But he went to seminary in Jamaica. Met his wife in Jamaica. And so she almost, when my wife and I first got turned on to this church, we opened it up and it looked like he's with a white lady. And we was like, what's this nigga with a white lady? But she was black. Yeah, she was black. And then she had and then one of the first times we were early on in going to this church, she said he was giving the story about him wanting to start the church. And he's, this is God talking to him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
This is God talking to him. And so you need to start this church. Yeah. And so he goes to his wife and says, hey, God talk to me about starting this church. Well, you can start it as long as I can be co-pastor with you. God didn't talk to you, baby. That's what's going through my mind. So that rubbed me wrong right off early.
Yeah.
And then wifey started dealing with this lady and felt a little.
Well, it's because I'm this kind of person. I don't like to go off vibes.
Right.
Like, I'm not gonna say, I
do.
don't. I'm gonna give somebody. I mean, I don't ignore the vibe. I want to clarify that what I'm feeling is what it is, because sometimes you can meet someone and think they're a certain way and they're not like that at all.
Yes.
So I like to give a fair, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I can make sure I don't like you.
Yes.
And that's what I did. And
And it turned
it
out
just wasn't my
our first mind was correct.
right.
Yeah.
So he's here. The wife is here.
Mm-hmm.
The wife's brother
Mm-hmm.
is who touched me on my shoulder. His name was Pastor Jaye. I'm not gonna mention his name
Yeah.
because he has a thriving church now.
Yeah.
They finally got their building built.
Mm-hmm.
You know what
Well,
I'm saying?
and they're no longer married.
And they're now take this. So, oh God, I could tell you the story, bro.
All fair.
All fair.
I don't want to be.
Let's just say hornbuckle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's allegedly. You know what I'm saying? Because me and wifey have not been there,
Yeah.
but it's been some. She told a fact they are not married now,
Wow.
and maybe he saw the writing on the wall. They ran off some good members,
Yeah, they really
and we wasn't the only ones they ran off
Mm-mm.
by doing that shicey shit. Because across the street from where they are now is one of those mega churches.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And a lot of those old members go to that church now.
That wasn't the place for y'all anyway.
Nah.
Yeah.
And it turned us off about church.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It
It
turned
turned
me.
me off about church.
It did to me,
Because-
bro.
because-
I was on the fence about church anyway when I
It
got with her.
was, because it took me time to realize that it's about God and not the man. We all, to be human, is to err. So just because you the pastor or whatever, that don't mean, you know what I mean, you don't make mistakes or you don't have character flaws yourself. So I'm here to get what God is telling you to give me, and all the other stuff I can do.
I have my personal relationship with God.
Now, let me ask you this.
And I honor God. I worship. That's the word I want. I worship God.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Bro, you don't know how I came up.
Yeah.
My grandfather's a pastor. You know Jerusalem Baptist Church here, the big Jerusalem Baptist Church. I think it's in the 3rd Ward.
Mm-hmm.
That's my uncle. That's Uncle Dave. That was his church. He built that church. That's my uncle's church. And then I had several other uncles that are pastors. So I grew up so into church, and a lot of people say, "Well, you should be a pastor, or are you a pastor?" And I'm like, "No, I never got no calling. I'm not gonna be no pastor just because they're pastors." Okay, if I had $1 before I got with you. You know what I'm saying? If I had $1, well, how many times people ask me that?
What were you going to
But that doesn't mean
I know what
that
you're
you're
gonna say.
not.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason I say that, I used to get that all the time. Now, I'm not going to say I am a pastor, but I will say I minister.
Yes.
And what you do is minister.
Yes.
We all
And-
disciples. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yes.
And see, like, I'm a minister in our youth group at our youth church.
Yes.
At our church. And I used to believe I didn't have to go to church because, we misquote and interpret the Bible saying the people are the church.
Yes.
But it's an assembly
Yes.
that makes up the church.
Bro, I came from the type of church that the people
Yeah.
could put the pastor out.
Yeah.
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 Yes.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you were doing wrong, like sleeping with the secretary or doing something like that, yeah, they'll put you out.
At the church you were at, was it a church with a lot of men in it, or was more women?
It was
It was pretty
everything.
equal.
Yes.
It was pretty equal because they did do a lot of ministering. It was a family church.
Yes.
That was literally in the name. And they did a lot of couples. Like they would literally have
just for the men.
just for the men, or they would have no.
Yeah,
Remember they
share.
would do the couples.
Yes.
They would do-
Sermons. Yeah.
Yeah, it would be Sunday,
okay.
and it would be Sunday morning is just for married people, and the evening is for the single folks.
Yes.
And it was
Or he would do the thing that like on Saturdays, all the men get over here and we're gonna teach you and we're gonna preach to all the men.
Yeah, yeah.
Then his wife would preach to all, take them to this thing called share,
Mm-hmm.
and it'd be for all the women.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it was great. When I tell you they had something going on,
I'm not gonna say it was a bad church, and I'm not gonna say I still feel like the main pastor.
yes, Yeah, he is a great person.
guy.
Yes.
Great guy.
Yes.
But when you have people in your organization that
You're only good
they're a
as the people
reflection
around
of you.
Yeah.
And it didn't take long. We was
Yeah,
like,
his circle
"I'm
was
outta
too
here."
big.
Yeah.
You know what I could
And
have
it shouldn't have been like
$1,500.
yes.
Now don't. This interview done went to a whole different.
It
I don't
has.
care.
But don't let that church hurt deter you from being a part of a thriving church that you can be used to help the kingdom. Because I was there before myself, and I'm thankful because I met my wife at our church.
Yeah,
and
that's beautiful.
I started off I work at our church as
Y'all
well.
hear
and
that?
so
Y'all
does she.
can still find spouses in the church.
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Indeed.
Go ahead.
Soulmates.
Exactly. So, you know,
I feel what you're saying, man.
Like our church, for instance, is very transparent, and we have never heard or seen or experienced anything bad towards our apostle.
Yes.
And our church is debt free.
Yeah.
We are a church that started, that's probably, I think it's 22 years. It's a 22-year-old ministry.
Yeah, I read it.
That's debt free and paid for.
Yeah.
Sits on 48 acres. However, it started off in elementary school.
Yeah, just kind of like we did.
And
high school though.
Yeah, so don't get frustrated.
Yeah.
You know, it's just a test, and eventually it's going to turn into a testimony.
Yeah.
Because we all have experienced sometimes.
I had already gone through it.
Yeah.
And it took me having a wife, about to start a family, about to start a new venture in our life, having this house. But we was moving from, we changed our whole life, moving from one area to another area, right? And before we even moved out there, we had already started attending the church because I felt like a messenger had come to us. I'm the type of person who believes in fate.
Mm-hmm.
And if somebody tells me something, like the person told us where to go get married, she looked up the place. Hey, how about this one? Oh, that looks great. You want me to look up some more? No, that's the one we're going. That's the one we're going with. And it was, how was it, baby? Perfect. That's how I live my life. And so I was so much on the outs of going to church, and I jumped all in.
Yeah.
And then that happened. It just.
But that's
I love the Lord.
Yeah.
I love Jesus. But
you know, I don't love
the business of church.
That's a trick of the
devil.
Satan. Okay?
I know it is.
He knew what was happening.
She been trying to get me to go back.
I'm just saying, he knew what was happening with us. He saw the changes, all the positive things we were doing, and then he came and said, "Oh, I'm finna throw a monkey wrench in that."
He did it again. Let me tell you what he did. We started going to that church across the freeway I was telling you about.
Mm-hmm.
Then the pandemic hit. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he did it again. I was buying into it again. Hey, baby, we love a debt-free church.
Yeah.
I'm talking about a mega church that's debt-free.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that was unheard of. When we got there,
they don't even build nothing until it's paid.
Bro.
So I was like,
on the back of the envelopes, you know what it said? We don't believe in you going broke to pay your tithes. On the back of the envelope.
It was like,
if you want to tithe, tithe.
Wow.
And they don't take up an offering. The things in the back.
Yeah, you dumping in the bucket.
It's not.
We're going to be fine without you.
They don't have no sermons begging for money.
Let me tell you another story based on that church. I used to be off on Wednesdays, right? And I used to always go to the Buffalo Wild Wings and give me some beers.
Mm-hmm.
You know, have me some wings. And one day I see a brother. I see a brother Oh, sure. I see a brother sitting at the bar. I said, okay, fine. You know, I'm talking to this brother. Anyway, we it out. Let's out. Anyway, I see a brother sitting at the bar. So we exchange. You know, he tell me who he is. He's the black guy that's that's depicted in the movie Black Hawk Down.
Mm.
Yeah. So he's the guy, the sniper guy.
Mm-hmm.
The sniper guy was the number one sniper in America at that time. He was number two.
Yeah.
And so I invited him to church, because I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. And he finally comes to our church.
You're being a fisher of men.
Yeah, I'm being a fisher of men. He comes. I'm cutting to the because I'm leaving a lot out because he talked about Joel Osteen and all this type of stuff. So anyway, I bring him. He comes in, and I see him walk by. He waving me and my wife, and the first thing the pastor do is get up and say, "One of my new members driving a Porsche Panorama." Yes. Woo, ain't God good? And then when he has a sermon about tithing, it's not a sermon. It's a series, a 3-part series. So the first time he goes in, you talk about this man car, materialistic. Then you start talking about gimme. Then he said, well, maybe it's just this. I'll come back next week. And then the next week was part 2.
Came in the middle of the
gimme. And so he was like, man, what is going on at this place?
Wow.
I've never been at a church where they beg for money like this.
But he just happened to come during that series.
Yes.
Wow.
But it was a bad time.
Anywho.
This morning, our pastor told a little story that they were so poor when they were coming up. He used to ride a bicycle to work, and it would be like it was a long distance.
Oh, wow.
And there's a member of the church. He called her up and said she used to see me ride my bike to work. And he made a little joke out of it. It's like, I bet you when she was praying for a pastor, she never thought that her pastor would be riding a bike to work.
Aww.
But he said that to say, I'm the same person that was riding my bike. I ain't never been to work late. I ain't never missed a day. So don't look at me how I am now, because I'm still that same person.
That I was on the bike.
And he said I've never changed. And I'll share this because it's on the internet. He experienced church hurt to a point before he started his own church.
Yes.
Where he was on the foot of his bed about to commit suicide.
Wow.
Oh, no.
And one day he told us, he's like, if I would have committed suicide, none of y'all would have known one another. And so I thought about it, I'm like, wow, I would have never been married
That's
to my
true.
wife.
It's been families born
Yeah.
out of that church.
Yeah.
Because he didn't commit suicide.
Exactly.
I feel you.
And that's probably a great church to be at because he experienced that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Some people ain't experienced nothing.
We need to put out some
Facts.
Some people ain't experienced nothing and they start a church.
Yeah.
I'm looking
You know
for
what I mean?
a pastor who
Maybe I just found the wrong one.
Take your time.
And on the real, like we say, I want to reiterate that pastor was a great guy. That I think.
Yeah.
He just had bad people around him.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Including his wife. And obviously,
Ex-wife.
mainly his wife. And obviously he feels the same way because he divorced her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So off that subject, we done
church.
preached.
Yeah,
We done
yeah.
preached.
Church, tabernacle, preach.
Yeah.
Church.
Hey.
Sanctuary.
Amen.
Sanctuary.
Giving all glory to
Giving all glory to God.
Man.
Communion. Pass around the wine and the wafers.
Man, this is something I thought about one day.
What's up?
I wish we all were old enough, because I kind of touched bases on the law and the wife.
Yes.
When C. Dot, people really did take sides.
Didn't they?
And I wish they would have been smarter to try to combine the two.
Yes.
Because one side going with mom, well, that's his mama. That's his wife. Legally.
But you know what I feel like though, and I'm just speaking. Someone that's really for you as a spouse is not gonna go against your parent.
Yeah.
They just gonna take it and be like, your mom. But you know what I mean? They're not gonna put you in a position to choose.
Those two did have some bad blood.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but that was.
Yeah.
I
I'm
heard.
not gonna be with you and you don't get along with my mom.
Yeah, I mean, and they were putting Chad in a bad situation.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we know
Yeah.
facts. So,
Because just think, if those two
it would have been made.
would have got together,
Yeah.
we
It would've
really
been
would have had
beautiful.
something substantial.
Power is crazy.
Yeah.
We keep going back to talking about power.
And this is why so many scriptures about humility in the Bible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
Yeah, good Lord. It was them two women there. Good Lord.
Man, and I know my mama West. She could be a firecracker.
What?
But I love her.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's a real one.
She was a real one.
Yeah.
Wifey got a chance to meet her a few times. I mean, at least once or twice. And
Yeah.
Bro.
She was an alpha female.
Yes. Which bred an alpha son.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So,
Hey.
man, we could go on and on.
Oh, yeah.
But you know what we gonna do? Because you said you had to be gone.
Oh, yes.
Yes, indeed.
Yes. So I don't want you to be late for your venture. It was, we had to, like I said, this is our first time doing this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? On the road, and I'm glad you were our first, bro.
Man, look here, Bobo.
too.
You gonna be the last person I even hold an interview with until the movie.
And I told you the same thing, bro. I can't give any more Pimp C stories. This is for anybody out there listening. Don't call me on your podcast and expect for me to do any Pimp C new stories.
Yeah.
I'll repeat the ones I already said, but really they're old.
Yeah.
Really, they're old. You know what I'm saying? So we're holding it for the movie.
That's it.
And that's it. You know what I'm saying? No one will want to go see the movie if it's out there. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You got some shout outs, brother?
Just want to shout out to my beautiful wife over here, Rita.
Already.
Man, just to you, Bobo, to your wife, to the fans that's been holding down, still UGK for life.
Yes.
To Bun, because you a real one. And I know the backdoor stories
Already.
that you never disclosed.
That's real, baby.
Amen.
So how did they reach you, bro? You want to give out your social medias, or you too old for that?
Oh, no,
they
because
making
look, I'm
these
still a
shirts.
photographer.
You making shirts and
They
shit?
gotta put
Oh, okay. Well, shit. Give your socials out.
This is a t-shirt ministry, I call it.
Okay.
Lord.
Okay. We'll make your
you
money.
can bless somebody by just reading
Well, I
what's
hope
on
I'm
your
not
shirt.
offending your members by all this foul language that I've been portraying through this.
Everybody talked that way at one time.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead. Tell them how to reach you.
But now you can reach me at the Anointed Lens. That's gonna be the_anointed_lens. That's my photography page, and my t-shirt page is Kingdom Couture.
Already. So y'all know I got my brother Edgar from the boat. You know what I'm talking about?
By the bridge.
This is Pimp C's cousin. So anybody else that's out here talking about anything detrimental to the Pimp C, the UGK brand, eat a dick.
No more
Eat a dick. No more talk. I got my man Edgar in the house. Yeah. He's a real super tight guest.
It's your girl Jazzy K with Super Tight TV. We want to thank everyone that's been watching. Hey, if you do us a favor and hit that subscribe button, also press the notification bell so you can be notified every time we drop a new video.
No, I'ma get some game tuned in with Super Tight. Yeah, I get it all up from Big Bobo, from the front seat, not no photos.